Hello guys, Robstar here with a new level 100 Pokemon video. In this video we will be showcasing how many trainers buizel and psyduck can beat. As always, all Pokemon are level 100, have max EVs and all moves are mastered. Psyduck and buizel are Pokemon from Generation 1 and Generation 4 and have similar stats. Not the greatest, but way better than Kricketot and Wurmple, and with both water type they have good move coverage. Without any further ado, let's see how many trainers they can beat. The first trainer is Venton. He starts with Muffin and I start with Buizel. I switched for no reason at all to Psyduck and hit Muffin with an Ice Beam, which took him out. Next Pokemon is Jolteon, which could be a problem because of its speed. Jolteon hits me with Hydro Pump and did a big chunk of damage and also paralyzed me. I decided to do a Hydro Pump, but I was paralyzed. Jolteon hits me with a Thunderbolt and it would have killed me if it crits. Again, I couldn't move and Jolteon took me out with a double edge. Buizel comes out and hits an Aqua Tail, which knocks Jolteon out. Next up is Gastrodon. He does an Earth Power, which also lowers my defense. I could do 2 turns in a row, so I chose to do a Bulk Up to raise my attack and defense stats. After that, I chose to do an Arceus style Aqua Tail, so I could take another turn after that, but there was no need for that. So, the first trainer answered the win. Bran is the next trainer. She leads with Wormadam and I lead with my Buizel. One Ice Punch was enough to take Wormadam out. Next up was Sylveon, who misses a Prey Wurf. I used a Bulk Up to raise my stats and then hit an Iron Tail, which knocks the Sylveon out. Last was Gastrodon. It was pretty simple as Buizel decides to be an absolute badass and destroys Bran's Pokemon with only 4 moves. Next up is Sisu. She leads with Empipom. One Aqua Tail was enough to take the Empipom out. It went so well, maybe they can even beat Happini's record. Next up was Luxray. Definitely the scariest of them all. He does a Wild Charge which didn't knock this out, but did a huge amount of damage. I once again did a Bulk Up, which makes me go faster, and then hit an Aqua style Aqua Tail to knock the Luxray out, and that was over. Next up was Solark, who did a weak Shadow Sneak and a Dark Pulse, which Buizel survives. I did an Arceus style Iron Tail, which knocks out the Solark. He had pretty weak defense stats. Last up was Honchkrow, who hits me with an Icy Wind for some reason. I swear, Honchkrow is the dumbest Pokemon in this series so far. And Strong style Ice Punch takes out the Honchkrow and Sisu. That is the 3rd win in a row. Now we sure are doing good things over here. Next up is Akari with her Clefairy. I started off with an Iron Tail which misses. Clefairy set up a Calm Mind to boost her stats. Another Iron Tail misses. Clefairy then goes for a Moonblast which deals a lot of damage. I decided to go for a Strong style Iron Tail to knock out the Clefairy. Then Pikachu comes out. He wasn't really strong but deals quite a lot of damage with a Quick Attack and a Full Tackle, and my Buizel fainted. And Hydro Pump took out the Pikachu. Mr. Mime was next and uses Hypnosis to put me to sleep. And well, it worked out because I couldn't move next turn. Mr. Mime then goes for an Energy Ball, which deals plenty of damage. I tried to do an Ice Beam and see how much damage it did, but it was obvious that I wouldn't win this battle because Psyduck goes down to a Thunderbolt. That was the first rules, but can we win some more? Kamada was next and the difficulty increased from here. He starts out with Golem as I start out with Buizel. A Strong style Aqua Tail takes out the Golem. Next up is Snorlax. Snorlax starts off with a Giga Impact, which doesn't deal that much damage for its move power. I did a Bulk Up to get my defense and attack stats raised, and then did an Aqua Tail, which almost knocks out the Snorlax. Another Giga Impact hits, which did even less damage. An Ice Punch takes out the Snorlax. Next was Heracross, who starts off with a Sword Stance. I tried to do a Strong style Iron Tail, but it misses. A close combat takes my Buizel out. My Psyduck was strong enough to take the Heracross out. Next up is Clefable, who hits me with a Psychic. It didn't do that much. And Hydro Pump almost took out Clefable. Another Psychic hits me. I too did a Psychic to take the Clefable out. Last up was Brave Fairy, and that was very easily done because one Ice Beam took the Brave Fairy out. That was Kamado done and the 4th win. The next trainer was Bani. Definitely prepared for him this time. He started with Magius as I started with Psyduck. One Hydro Pump was enough to take the Mismagius out. Next up was Great, who starts off with a Swords Dance. I did a Psychic, but it wasn't enough to take the Great out in one hit. Great hits me with a Thunder Punch, which deals a lot of damage. Another Psychic takes out the Great. Next up was Sneasel, who takes me out. Buizel comes out and I did an Argyle style Bulk Up. Next turn I did a Strong style Iron Tail to take out the Sneasler. Bani's last Pokemon was Gardevoir. But one Iron Tail was enough to take Gardevoir out, and with that we defeated Bani and our 5th win is secured. Plus we beat Happini's record, so who knows how much more we can win. This is it. Can we defeat Ingo? Let's find out. He starts off with an Alakazam and I lead with Buizel. I missed an Aqua Tail which would be Vorium for this attempt. Alakazam hits 2 Psychics in a row. I tried to do an Iron Tail next, but that also misses. It wasn't my lucky fight. I then hit another Iron Tail which connects and takes Alakazam out. But the next Pokemon, Magnezone, worries me a lot. It took out my Buizel. And I did a Hydro Pump, which crits luckily for us. Next up is Tangrowth. He starts with an Energy Ball and deals plenty of damage. I then took out Tangrowth with a critical hit Ice Beam. I made a mistake last turn for not taking a rest first, but I didn't know if I could take the Tangrowth out. First, my champ did a Bullet Punch and that did a Close Combat. I made the same mistake here for not doing a rest first, but it wasn't going to anyway because I was drowsy. A Strong Cell Psychic hits and my champ was out. As soon as Grisgore came out, it was over. He hits me with a Stone Edge which kills the run. Maybe we will defeat you another time, Ingo. Maybe we will. May wasn't really that hard, as she had 2 Pokemon level 36. I first took out the Crobat with an Ice Punch and then took out the Weavile with an Iron Tail. And last but not least, Munchlax goes down after I did a Bulk Up and then goes down to an Iron Tail. Sabi was quite a challenge. She has 3 fully evolved Pokemon and they are really strong. I really didn't know who to take out first, so I decided to go for 4 times effective Aqua Tail on Rhyperior and it doesn't take him out. Luckily only Rhyperior attack hits, because the Electrify is really strong. I then did an Argyle style Ice Punch to take the Rhyperior out. The rest of the battle wasn't that interesting as they were just roving around. They did manage to take my Buizel out, but Psyduck smashed through it. You might think that the rest was easy enough for this challenge. Well, you're wrong, it was harder than you might think. First off, Shinx decides to be an asshole and goes for a critical hit. Then Starly and Bidoof took out my Buizel. Then Psyduck had 1 turn to move and then Bidoof and Starly moved fast enough to take my Bidoof out. Last up was Ingo using Alphas. I swear, I hope I beat this one day cause it's way harder with 1 or 2 Pokemon only. Well, an evolved Pokemon then. Next we go to the rankings where Buizel and Psyduck end with 7 wins. That is a lot for the beginning of this series. What will be the next 2 Pokemon? Let me know in the comments below and I will do them. Also, if you wanna see more, make sure to click the playlist in the end screen and description. With that, I say, stay tuned and stay safe. Bye!